G'day everybody, it's Dave from Wing Chun Mind Force. Lovely to see you again this Friday. My video this week is about kicking, as I promised last week. And I've just got some interesting concepts for you to start off with. So the main theme today is balance. And balance is something that comes naturally to most of us, but really good balance requires, as far as I'm concerned, the activating of what our masters call the Nim Tau. Now, lots of people, circus people, tightrope walkers, they're not aware of a thing called the Nim Tau, but I believe they just use it naturally. They discover it naturally because it is a natural thing. It's not just something kung fu people have. It's a human quality. But to be a good kicker, you need to have really perfect balance. You need to have your mass absolutely under control and direct it whichever way you want. So if you don't have good balance, kicking can be sort of dangerous. It can really throw you off, trip you over. If you have really good balance and you can use the Wing Chun mind, then your kick's going to be devastating. And my Sifu Jim Fung once said to me when we were having a bit of a chat, he said, Dave, kick 1,000 times a day and you'll be a dragon. And it was just something he said, and I wrote it down at the time. It was over 20 years ago, and I've been thinking about it ever since. And I can sort of see what he means. Once you can really kick, then everything else in your Wing Chun's going very well. And there is, I think I mentioned it last week, but there's an old Chinese Kung Fu saying, cut the roots, fell the tree. And a lot of us do tend to just think about punching. But if you're in a serious fight, and you shouldn't really be fighting unless it's a serious fight, cut their legs out, what are they going to do? Drop them, what are they going to do? They can't really hit you if they crash down on the ground. So, unless they bite your ankles. So I'm just going to demonstrate with a few of my old videos some concepts that I've covered in the past that I think, some people really took them on board and others thought, what the heck, what's this got to do with Wing Chun? And I'll try to make it more obvious what they're about. Okay, I hope you enjoyed a bit of that circus. So the real point there was just a different state of mind and a relaxed body and mind. So the first thing I'm doing in those videos is quietening my mind, and I'm just focusing on one point, on the broom. That's all I do, intently focus. Don't think anything else, because when thoughts go through my head, that's when the wobbles happen. And the other thing is to relax your body, Feng Sung. So the point of this is that when you can do that, when you can just Feng Sung, and when you can hold your mind in the rear of your brain and focus on something, it could be something on the ground or Don't focus on the opponent so much, just blur your eyes, focus sort of off focus, but take your mind off everything, just blank your mind. Your body just knows what to do, and it's really it's right under our noses, but it's quite incredible when you feel it. All those balancing acts I just did, walking on the beam and balancing that broom on different parts of my body, I don't really know how I'm doing it. It's not like I practiced for years and years to do that. I sort of picked it up as a kid. I just instinctively understood. Once I felt that feeling, then I'd just get that feeling, and I knew if I stayed in that feeling and didn't think anything else, didn't get distracted by noises or somebody talking to me or self-doubt or thinking, I would just keep going. And I once walked right around a football field on a steel fence, and I didn't fall off all the way. And it was just right at the end, I started to really struggle with my concentration because I knew the end was coming. So my mind wanted to think about, oh, you're almost there. What if you fall off? What a bummer. So I just concentrated right to the end. And this is a fantastic way to train your Nim Tau. And this is the sort of thing we do in our Wing Chun training when we practice on one leg. So if you try doing Sul Nim Tau on one leg, that's another thing like that. So the next video, I'm going to get into specifically doing this with kicking, but I'm also going to show you some unusual exercises you can do to really super fine tune your balance for kicking. Multiple kicks standing on one leg, and show you something that I learned from Bruce Lee many years ago. Must have read it in one of the first books I ever read about Bruce Lee, and I did what he said every day. And there's quite a few Bruce Lee things that I've done every day, mostly in my life, and they pay off. But I'll talk more about that when I get into my Bruce Lee section. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.